up, YouTube? This is April over at the Resellers Learning Curve. Good morning, just barely. It's 11:34 Eastern Time, so we're still in morning here. So good morning to all of you. Happy Thursday. Happy Thursday. So I wanted to shoot a video today to talk about retail arbitrage and buying new items to resell. If you've watched my channel for any length of time, you know that I love to source new attack items at TJ Maxx and Marshalls, particularly other stores, but those stores especially. Well, right now is yellow tag season, yellow tag time. Every year in January, every year about this time, you can set your watch to it. There is going to be a clearance event at both TJ Maxx and Marshalls. So right now the clearance event is going on. The tags are yellow, is super cheap for the most part. People say that this is the final markdown, that you won't find cheaper prices than these, but what I've noticed from years past is that as the weeks wear on, this stuff is going to get more yellow tags and it's going to get even cheaper. The only downside to that is the pickings get pretty slim. So to that end, I wanted to talk to you guys today about what I'm looking for, what I have in mind, what my goals are when I go into a store in order to buy items for retail arbitrage resale purposes. Okay, so here we go. So the number one thing is going to be the brand. There are some brands that are just going to do well no matter what, and you're going to want to keep an eye out for those brands. They're going to be the items that you're not going to see in large quantity at TJ Maxx and Marshalls. Usually with the best stuff that you can find at these stores, there will be 2, 3, maybe 4 of an item tops. So you're not going to find like huge piles of these things, but typically you want to pay attention to those high-end brands and you want to look up everything. Honestly guys, that's the best advice I can give you about retail arbitrage. Whereas with thrifting, sometimes you can go in a store and you can like go with your gut, and if something's not going to be profitable, you can donate it and you're out of a couple of bucks. Well, you can't play those kind of games with retail arbitrage purchases because oftentimes you're putting a lot more money into these items. So you want to have some assurance that they're going to sell. You want to at least have a strong inclination that you can actually sell these items. So what I do when I am researching items that I want to sell from TJ Maxx and Marshalls is I always look at the completed listings, not just the sold listings. I think a lot of us get into the habit of looking at sold listings because that'll tell you the prices that items went for. But when you're buying retail arbitrage items, you want to look at completed because you want to get an idea of the sell-through rate. You want to know how many of those items aren't selling. Because if they're not selling and there's a chance that you could be sitting on them for a really long time, that's something that you want to keep in mind as you're making your buying decisions. The second thing that I pay attention to, of course, is price. You're spending more money for these items, but with me, with this round of RA, and I have to say that this is probably my 3rd year going into my 4th year of reselling on any level, but I have sometimes bought things for say like $5 that I could flip for $20. I'm not trying to do that right now. I'm trying to buy items for $30 that I could flip for $100 plus. That's just what I'm trying to do. So I mean, if you're talking about $30 items, that can get expensive really fast, especially if you come out of those stores with several bags. So for me, I pay really close attention to, can I triple my money on this item? If I can't triple my money on the item, I'm not going to be bothered with it. If I can just double my money, there's cheaper ways for me to do that. So the items that I'm getting from TJ Maxx and Marshalls, I've checked the completeds. I know the sell-through rate. I know what they're selling for. I know what my margin is going to be. You go into that decision, you got to be confident in this buying decision. In particular, just because it is a lot of money, guys. I mean, you can go into one of these stores and drop $2 grand. Easy. I talk to people. I talked to a friend of mine, and I'm not gonna name her, but I talked to a friend just last week who dropped $1,100 in one stop at TJ Maxx, and she's in TJ Maxx or Marshalls several times a week. So $1,100 in one stop. I mean, you're playing with some big numbers here. So you want to be careful. You want to do your research, and more than be careful, guys, honestly, you want to be prepared. That's the number one thing. That's my number one piece of advice to you, is just be prepared. The upside to selling these items is, honestly, once they sell, and if you do your due diligence and your research, the profits are through the roof. The profits are great, because honestly, these stores have amazing items. I picked up Versace belts, a couple of Versace belts from TJ Maxx the other day, for like $30 each. I mean, where are you gonna get Versace belts brand new for $30? That's crazy. But that is something that I definitely wanted to go into a little more depth with you guys about, because I know I make a lot of videos about sourcing Marshalls and sourcing TJ Maxx, but I never really get into the nitty gritty of how I make those buying decisions. So I wanted to give you a little insight as to how I make those decisions, in hopes that it'll help you guys get out there, hit these stores, and make some money. And that's all I got for you guys today. I hope you have a fabulous day. If you have any questions, as always, leave those in the comments. And if it's not too much trouble, I would like to ask you to like, comment, and subscribe. And I'll see you guys soon. Have a great day. Bye.